And legacy doesn't have to be, this long after you're gone, the books that will be written about you.
Right.
This could actually mean, what do you want your work, your attitude to look like after your shift is done? Or,
Yes.
yeah, last week, is your legacy good times? How did you behave in good times? But most importantly, how did you conduct yourself in difficult times during struggles?
Yeah. And again, a lot of this, how you show up, whether it's good or bad times, a lot of this is going to be determined by a good sense of your values.
Mm,
So it's, you brought up, uh, your son working at, as a server,
mhm,
and times when when the food order was incomplete, and he wasn't going to take it to the customer without the complete order, and
mhm,
people urging him, oh, just take it, they're not going to notice, or whatever. So there's something in there, whether it is a value around integrity, a value around making sure that person's absolutely delighted. Whatever it is, there is something that is value based that makes him take that extra step. And
Oh, I like
so,
that.
yeah, so being connected to that, what's that value that makes you want to take the extra step to make you want to show up at work with a particular
Mm,
attitude? But we don't typically go through that exercise unless somebody maybe, takes you through it as in a coaching exercise or something like that, or you're having a deep conversation with a friend, for instance, and you're saying, what do you want to be known for, or
mhm,
whatever. We often just go through the motions because we don't know we have this alternative, which is to actually pay attention to what
mhm.
matters to us.
Yeah, and to me, Ann, and as I've said many a times, your core principles are who you are inside work, but outside of work, with some
Yeah.
minor adjustments to it.
Mhm.
And an organization's values are,
Mhm.
how do we conduct ourselves in, of course, good times, but the real values come to the surface in difficult times,
Yeah.
when we have to step into them instead of floating by.
Yes.
Now, and granted, it can take some time to find out, really, what are my values
Yes.
past, right? We all
Yes.
say honesty, integrity, hardworking, but what that looks like and how that shows up could mean different things to different people,
Mhm.
right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And those, when we think of values, sometimes
Mhm,
we think of it as some sort of like really lofty thing that uh, are going to be words like integrity and all of that. And that could be a core value. But it could be, that you want to come and bring a sense of fun to your work. You come to work and everybody's kind of nose to the grindstone, and you come and you
mhm,
bring up the level of energy by way of your warm personality, or your fun, or whatever. Um, those are also values. There's
mhm,
if you Googled values for a value sort, you could see hundreds of them. So it's not just a few of them,
mhm.
where we get hung up on those lofty things. It's not necessarily something lofty. It's just core to who you are.
Mm. So in some of the sessions that
Mm,
you've been having with your
hmm.
clients, and without naming names or organizations,
Yeah.
what are some of the things that you've noticed that have started to kind of come to the surface in some of your discussions?
Yeah. Okay. So the a client of mine, one of his top values was creativity. All right.
Mhm.
So when you hear the value, creativity, think, okay, that's pretty broad, right?
Yeah,
It's
right.
it's very broad.